60. We're having a look at this block here. That's the block we're going to create, this simple 3D block from year 8. Okay. And this is the block here, the orthographic projection. But what we really need now is just simply the dimensions here. There's enough dimensions here that we can actually do it by using those. So we'll be referring to those dimensions there. The first thing we do, we're into Fusion 360. We always start with a sketch. When we start with a sketch, we click on there, we choose which face. Now we're going to use the front face, so we use that one there, and it goes there. The sketch palette, all the tools that we want are now here. We come up the top here, and we're going to choose line. Start of the origin is always a good place, that's where it spins around. I'm going to go across, and the bottom distance here is 50. So I can type in 50, and that line's finished, it's gone into black because it is constrained. I'm just going to move the picture that way a little bit. But I don't need to do that at the moment. I can just roughly, I know that, these lines, up, down. I accidentally close that one by clicking on the tick. Let's just continue it. Notice I go back to the last point. All I'm doing here is making sure that the lines are 90 degrees, and it doesn't even need to do that, because you can check it later. That is the rough shape, but it's nowhere near the right size. But you can see right now, it's coloured in 3 black, so they're constrained. So I'm just going to come up to here and do sketch dimension. Click on this line here and drag it out. And you can see it's set to 25. I actually don't need to do anything there, I can just press enter. This one here, I click on that one there, and that's 18, so I'm going to go 25. And you can see it's moved up, but it's not constrained that yet. This one is now constrained, it's black. This part here, doesn't matter really where I put it. That's 20, that's exactly what I want it to be. So that's 50 and that's 20. This part here, drag that out there, that should be 14. Okay, last couple of things we want to do here. How long is this part here? How long is that part there? Because I do not have a measurement for this bit down the bottom here. So if I look at the box here, that's 20 and that's 60, I know that. I could calculate that, so 20 plus 60 is 80, 50 plus 20 is 70, so that must be 10. Or I can just go with what I know. I know that's 20, I know that's 60. So I'm simply going to say, click on here, drag that up. Doesn't really matter where to put the dimensions, but I'm just keeping them out of the way for now. That one's going to be 20. Click and drag that one there. I like to try and be neat, put them in order, doesn't really matter where they move around. And that one is 60. I press that one there. This one here still says it's constrained. It is 10. Okay, it says, hey, adding this will over constrain it. It doesn't matter, we're all good. This box is fixed now. We simply click on finish the sketch there, and that is done. Now we can click here. I want to drag that there. Now, what's the distance of that side? It's 50, so type in 50, and it is done. That is my simple shape, done and lofted. I'm going to have a look at a very, very quick way of doing the same object in a slightly different way. I'd like you to try both of them. So once again, start a new sketch and the front face. Instead of figuring out what the sizes are, we're simply going to, from the origin, draw a rectangle. 25 is highlighted, so I just can type in 50 without selecting anything. Press the tab button, goes to the other one, and that distance, remember with 60 plus 20, is 80. Now once again, if I didn't have that at the time, I could always go back and change it to the correct one. But that's my rectangle, 50 by 80. Finish that sketch. Simply do the same thing here. We're going to type that in, that's good. It's 50 millimeters. There's my block. Now I'm going to cut away. So I'm using a subtractive method. I'm going to cut away those 2 bits that need to be cut out of it. So I'm going to do a second sketch. As in the moment you can see, there's only one sketch over here. There's one body. Let me just call that, rename that to block. So I can rename it, but there's only one sketch. But now I'm going to click on sketch, and I've clicked on that face there. So quite simply, once again, I know this part here. If I click on the top corner there, click and drag, it is 20. Press the tab key, and it's 25 in the vertical. Okay, I've done that, and I've noticed it's the wrong way around. Because everything's adjustable, we can come in here, we can type that's 20. Oop, that's 20. And this one should be 25. So that's now done. We can finish the sketch. Simply choose this object here, Because I'm inside another object, if I just drag it, even if I drag it too big, it is done okay, and that part's cut away. Now I'm going to purposely make a mistake in this next little bit. I'm going to do a new sketch, do it on the front face again. I'm going to draw a rectangle here, and I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to guess where it is. It's in the wrong place and it's the wrong size, but that's okay. We're going to say finish sketch, just to show you what we can do here. Cut that through, once again drag it all the way through there, press OK. We're not looking at the functions of all that. And you can see straight away it's cut that all the way through, but it's in the wrong place. Down the bottom corner here are all the parts that I can go through. And also notice there's a couple of sketches up here. So I simply choose the sketch I want. That sketch is there. I'm going to edit this sketch. So let me just move this and zoom it a little bit. Nothing is constrained here. I need to, well, what was the size? Let's set the size. That size there should be 20. That size there should be 14. And this size here, okay, is not choosing the bit that I've got there. I'm going to choose that, Sorry. Select dimension, choose that, and stretch down. There we go. Choose that there, type in 10, and that is the size that is there. There's 10. I could have chosen this side here, which is supposed to be 50. Okay. And once I've got that done, I finish the sketch, and note I didn't have to do anything. The extruded through hole is done. So there's the two different ways to draw the same object from the beginning.